remember I was exiting a relationship, and he kept telling me there wasn't anybody else, all these different things. And I finally confronted him with some information that he wasn't able to wiggle out of, snake himself out of. And then he's like, "Oh, that's the homie."
He said the chick was the homie?
He said the chick was the homie.
Oh,
and then
wow.
I'm thinking to myself, I wonder if she knows she's the homie.
Right.
I'm sure she doesn't know she's the homie.
Wow.
Like, knock it off. So
that is crazy.
Yeah. Make sure that you know if you're the homie.
Yeah, you go from a mean twin to a homie real quick. Real quick.
It's horrible.
I'm trying to help people, man. It's like, at some point in time, don't let your own need make you a victim. Because you're expecting all this stuff, like, oh yeah, I'm so hot, I should get all the attention, I should get all the accolades, I should get all the flowers and all that stuff. It's like, bro, you don't need all the flowers, you just need one bouquet. One bouquet is fine. From one guy, it's all good. You know what I mean?
Right.
And maintain that bouquet instead of having a whole house full of flowers. And then at some point in time, they're all gonna die. It's like, you have to reestablish the value in exclusivity and rarity.
And one, right. The power of one.
Right. So, now we have photographic evidence. His eyes are like mine. It's like, oh, speaking of which, so there's this NBA player who danced with Billie Jean. And he's trying to say the boys aren't his. Like, this exact situation just happened, right?
Wow.
Again. And so she's posting pictures on Instagram like of the baby. Looks exactly like him.
Wow.
When I mean exactly, I mean it looks like him today.
Right, his whole
face. He has a baby face.
Wow.
And his baby looks exactly like him. And this guy had the nerve to say, oh, it wasn't my redhead. Like, my guy, you're a redhead. Guess who else is a redhead? Your boy is a redhead. He looks exactly like you, my guy.
How humiliating for that baby. One day
That's
we're
what
going
I'm
to see
trying to
this
say. That's why I said
video. Right.
And that stands I said there's 4 people who are heartbroken.
Right.
The baby's included. He doesn't know it yet.
Yeah, it's like, you guys, that poor child is going to hear you talking foolish. Dad has his entire face.
Whole face.
And hair. Whole face and hair.
Like, they say me and Dad look alike. It's
right.
like 1,000 times more than that. It's exactly like him. So this is the problem. And we'll get into this on the next stanza. She's a porn star.
Oh.
So, it is definitely his son. However, millions of people have seen all kinds of stuff involving her, which is what he's trying to distance himself from.
Ooh,
but you're already in there, my guy.
Got it.
You're on the list. And not only are you on the list, everyone else who's been with her and seen her and done all that stuff with her don't have a baby. You do. And did she decide to keep this one like the last one? Maybe. But guess what? It's here. It is what it is.
Wow. And see, and these are the kind of scenarios that, I even pray for that baby, because it's like, man, to feel that kind of shame and rejection and embarrassment and scandal around what's supposed to be, a miracle.
And this is
and a blessing.
Because we're 2023. Your home is public. Right? Like, they already said your phone's listening to you, so your home's public, basically. So when you're talking about before in the beginning of the song, how there used to be a community where consequences of your actions were felt within that community, so we all had maybe not equal, but some shareholdership in your relationship. Now, the whole world is acting like they got shareholdership in a relationship. Because it's all on Instagram. It's all on Facebook and all that stuff, right? So, you have an NBA player who millions of people who watch play basketball. And you have a porn star who millions of people who had relations with random people who got in a relationship with each other. And you want that to stay private? The kid's a celebrity and he can't even walk yet.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm.
So now the community, which would have been like, I don't know, Kansas City, Kansas, is now the whole world. Or the community might have been some small town like Ohio or whatever. Now it's the whole world. And we're also here, you know, some people are just kind of shaking their heads and we're like, what? You know, his side, her side, whatever, have their opinion. However, it's all public now. And the thing is, that kind of stuff happens at high schools nowadays.
Oh yeah, it's humiliating. I feel so bad when these children are doing what, you know, should be in a committed marriage relationship with someone that they don't know, when they don't even know themselves, and then they're filmed and just cruel things are happening to young people.
Yeah, and I mean, the internet's forever, so I mean, we got people out here putting their whole life on there, and it's like, gosh, boundaries, you know what I mean? Like, come on, we have to have some parts of ourselves that are only for a special person. And I don't care how corny that sounds or how whatever old-fashioned it sounds. Everyone knows on the inside, on their heart, on the deep parts of their heart, they know that special means special. It means that everyone and everything hasn't seen it, interacted with it, that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? It's exclusive. And when that specialness wears off, it's just not there anymore. And we know that. I mean, act like we don't know that.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Right. There is something about being, like you said, special, sacred, peculiar, one, you know, those different words are still important. I think that we need to restore that respect and that honor, you know.
For ourselves.
Exactly.
You know, I mean, and this doesn't have to do with like sexual interactions or dating. It can be just your time. You know what I mean? Like we're not as we're making our time less valuable by giving our time to whoever.
Right.
Know? And you give your advice to whoever, you can make it invaluable. You give your some people, and this might sound weird, but maybe you've experienced this. Some people are very good huggers. They hug you and like recalibrates your soul, kind of a hug. You know what I mean?
Right.
You can't just go around hugging everybody. You have a special way of letting people know that you love them by the way that you interact with them, by giving them a hug, that affection. Don't just hug whoever. If you have something special in the future, if you draw, if you sing, and you're walking through King Secrets and someone's like, hey, sing me a song. It's like, nah, I don't do all that. I have a gift. I don't just give it out to random strangers whenever. I mean, it happens all the time. Comedians, someone hears you're a comedian. Hey, tell me a joke. It's like, it's a gift. I know that you think it's just some game I'm playing, or some dance I'm dancing. Like, this is a gift. I'm not going to just do this out however we live. You know what I mean?
Right.
And because we're not exclusive, we're denying ourselves, and we're going to allow other people to treat us the way that we treat ourselves. And we can no longer let that happen. We're getting to a point in society, America, the West, the world, where the lack of boundaries is becoming fatal at this point.
Absolutely. Because, you know, you're passing it along, you know, that you're passing that dysfunction along. And I definitely know that I had a lot of sorrow in my life from passing fatherlessness on, you know, to my own daughter. And that has taken a lot of healing. And I know that she's going to have to go on a healing journey for the choices that I made, you know, and it's difficult because I do have a good relationship with our father, and you know what it could be and what it should be, and it's not. I mean, when I say nothing even close, and you know, I think that all of us I think it's important to actually acknowledge that, and be willing to do what it takes to heal, and I will absolutely be there for her as she heals, and whatever that journey looks like. And there's so many implications in just one life that experiences that, and unfortunately there are billions of fatherless kids that, at different stages in their lives. And that's why we gotta be careful, like we've been talking about this whole time.
Yeah, I think at some point in time, what they call it, roost, the chickens from hungry roost, which you sow, which you eat. And I think we're having a national, if not international, chickens coming home to roost situation. It's a ripple effect, you know what I mean? So, I like history, I read that kind of stuff all the time. And when you see enough of it, you start seeing the patterns that are inside of it. And if I'm not mistaken, was it our generation, was it her father's generation? Not millennials? Or was it Gen X?
No, I want to say it was after the civil rights movement.
So yeah, that's Gen X.
Okay.
Okay, so this is my theory. You have World War II, and most of the able-bodied men in America went to war. When they came back, they were traumatized for obvious reasons. And this isn't an excuse for anything, it just is what it is. What happened was the domestic violence rate skyrocketed when they got back. Because you have, and it's happening after Iraq and Iraq, everywhere it happens, where you have a guy who was really killing to live and to survive, and seeing some of the most horrible things he's ever seen in his life, and then he just goes back to work at the car dealership, and he becomes a farmer again or something like that, right? And there really wasn't any kind of acknowledgement of it or treatment of it. It just came out whenever it came out. And obviously, if you go from the front lines in Germany to your house in Kansas, and you still haven't figured out your trauma, you're going to take it out everyone around you, right? And most exclusively, it's going to be your wife. So you have realized generation of men coming back to women who don't know how to help their husband go through their trauma, and just taking a run of it. That translates into trauma for themselves, and that goes into how they raise the next generation, right? So the baby boomers were the ones who were kind of the latchkey kids, where you just went outside, come back home when the sun goes down, kind of kids. You guys get messed together, go out there and do everything you want to do generation. And they were raised that way because they were trying to, it was like a reaction to what happened in World War II. Some of the worst things that you've ever done to each other happened in World War II. So the pendulum swings the other way, where it's like, hey, free love. Everyone's happy, go lucky, hippies, yay. Let's all get along and let's all love each other, right? Let's throw off all of our boundaries, right? And that led into society the confusion that we're living right now. Because guess what? No matter what you're doing, whatever it is you're doing, you're going to create tomorrow, right? So the next generation, Gen X, are the ones who are kind of like left to their own devices. And this is the Elon Musk generation. These are guys who are, what's the guy's name? The guy who, I remember there. These are like the inventors, the Bill Gates and those guys, the guys who started the computer room. And they're just out there just doing whatever they want to do. And again, not good or bad necessarily. It's just the reaction to how they were raised. And then after that was our generation, where you had the helicopter parents. They're like, um, uh, you're special, and you should um, always always go forward and do whatever it is you want to do, and work for yourself and work on yourself. However, um, we're not going to restrict you to any kind of lane, right? So the generation before Gen X, they had the whole go to college, get a good job, and retire ethos that there is. Our generation had similar, however, started fading away when we graduated high school. It's kind of going away. It's like, hey, I don't know what's gonna happen. It's like the internet just started popping off. You can, I don't know, you can sell soap online if you want to, right? So there's like a new world emerging, and then the Gen Z after us, they're starting out in the internet. So, for example, we're talking about relationships, right? Back in the maybe younger generation, you had pornography that was in magazine form, right? So you could get it, but you couldn't just go grab it randomly, right? It's like your uncles that you found, or your dad's, his stash that you found. And some of that perversion will seep into a generation and affect certain relationships over time, right? However, you fast forward 2 more generations, now you can just look up on your phone whenever you want to, and it's supposed to be age restricted, but it's not, right? Just whoever wants to see it can see it, right? So you went from things that were exclusive and special and set apart almost to committed relationship to everyone doing whatever they want with whoever they want. And we're seeing that right now. It's like at some point in time, we're going to have to reestablish these boundaries. And I don't care who says it's old fashioned, I don't care who says it's religious or whatever else you want to call it. We have to acknowledge the fact that too much chaos is too much chaos. Like, it's getting ridiculous out here. You know what I mean? And like you said before, where you can be a teenager with a boyfriend or girlfriend, film something, and then all of a sudden their whole school district sees it.
Right.
It's like, that wasn't the case in 1982.
At all.
Your embarrassment was compartmentalized to your community. Now it's the whole world saw parts of you that they shouldn't have seen. You know what I mean? And that's the world that these kids are growing up in. And that's one of the reasons why we're doing this podcast. It's like, we have to start making the world a better place instead of just reacting to what we got.
Exactly.
Because I think the last few generations are just reacting.
Right.
We have to start forging and making something new out of the chaos.
Absolutely, because otherwise it's just going to continue on, and continuing on like it is unsustainable.
It is.
Yes, so I'm going to finish this last stanza.
Oh, okay. So this last stanza is interesting because if you think about it, it's almost like a thought process in the singer's head about the type of woman that he got with after he's confronted with the photograph in the previous stanza. So go ahead and
okay. So people always told me, be careful what you do and don't go around breaking young girls' hearts. She came and stood right by me, just the smell of sweet perfume. This happened much too soon. She called me to her room.
So now it's almost like he's reminiscing, like, how did I get here, right? Now, because before she's saying, hey, I'm pregnant. Oh, you're just a girl that I danced with one day. He goes away, right? And then now the lady's there. You got a picture of the lady confronted with your new girlfriend, and now you have to pay the piper, right? It's like, it is what it is. You're in the situation, and someone's like, he's confronted with this. Everybody's crying. Everybody's upset, and now he's going back into his mind, like, wait, how did I get here? And again, he's the same advice he got before. People always told me, be careful what you do, and don't go around making them get hearts. He's like, oh, so this is what they meant. You know what I mean? This is what they're talking about before. This is what my mom told me.
Right, now you understand.
Now you're here, though.
Right.
You know what I mean? And again, I don't know. I'm not gonna sit here and say religion is good or bad. What I am saying is that this situation is very bad.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like this isn't a mass women song or even really a mass men song. What it is like you have to know who it is we're giving our love to.
Right. I think we need to be more careful that we know ourselves, that we know God, that we know others before we're giving something we don't even know what it is, you know, because it's instinctual or because it's natural or because, you know, we put all these different things on attraction or boy-girl relationships, and those things are true, and also they don't share the gravity of the decisions you make because it's natural and because it's normal and because it's attraction and because it's beauty and because it's those different things. We don't think about the full picture. It's too narrow, and I think we need to widen it up.
Yeah, it's like being nonchalant with nuclear bomb.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's almost like
absolutely
having a shotgun on your table, just sitting there. And it's
right.
like, should not be in a case. Shouldn't that? It has
be
lethal
locked
force.
Up. Mm-hmm.
And it's just sitting there on your nightstand. It's like, shouldn't it have some kind of boundaries on it because of how powerful it is?
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think we need to look at ourselves as more powerful.
Exactly. When you said that, like how we look at ourselves, that's what came to my mind. It's like, oh, you just thought you were just some guy.
Mm-hmm.
You guys thought you were some woman. It's like, no, you have
legacy,
life force in you.
Yeah, legacy, life force, yes, inside.
And you're just giving it to whoever. That can't continue to go on.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at some point in time, you're going to become an older man, older woman. And hopefully you have sown the seeds into life that allow you to be taken care of in your own age at an old age.
Mm-hmm.
And I know there used to be a whole retirement plan for 1K, all that kind of stuff. My retirement plan is to raise good kids. That's my retirement plan. I'm not going to save $1 million. I'm going to raise some millionaires and they can take care of me when I'm old man. That's my plan. Because I don't want all the quote-unquote success and have no one around. Mm-hmm. And just sit there in my mansion by myself wondering when the end's going to come. You know what I mean? It's like, at some point in time, we have to be honest about the consequences of what we're doing. You know what I mean? And when you're a parent, you're... Like, I remember some things that mom and dad had said to me that changed my entire life. You know what I mean?
So true.
And the creative force that created the kids that you make doesn't stop after you make them. That creative force now is in the form of your words. You can start creating different things in your life with your mouth, with your words, how you treat them. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? This whole situation here, just starting out, like, not at zero, at negative. Because, one, you don't want them.
Right. And
then you have the broken hearts of everyone involved. And then you have the kid. And it's like, what are you supposed to do with that? Mm-hmm. And the best way to not be in this situation is to not start down that pathway in the first place. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to talk to people before you have this situation in life.
Warning, yes, absolutely.
Guardrails.
Right. Right.
So we talked before about some kind of biblical references. I'm not saying this is a biblical reference. This is what came to my mind when I heard it. Was she came and stood right by me, just to smell sweet perfume. So I'm reading this. I'm like, wait a second, sweet perfume. And my
Proverbs.
alarm bells go off because guess who told me about the strange woman? This guy's mom told him, hey, be careful who you love. And guess what my mom told me? Hey, be careful who you love. She had, I think it's just me and Andrew. I'm not sure Matthew was reading it when we were kids. But my mom had me and Andrew reading Proverbs. And one of the things that came out was this proverbial strange woman, right? And I just want to read the proverb that she told us. And this is coming from Proverbs 7:17. And this is a goatess or a woman talking to a young man. And this is King Solomon talking about this interaction. And she says to the young man, it says in verse 10, then a woman came out to meet him with the attire of a harlot and cunning of heart. She was loud and defiant. Her feet did not remain at home. Now in the street, now in the squares, she looks at every corner. She seizes him and kisses him and brazenly says to him, I have made my peace offers. Today I have paid my vows. So I came out to meet you. I sought you and I have found you. So what she's trying to, it's ironic, but what she's trying to tell this man is that she's looking for him. And remember at the beginning of the song where it's like she's the lead queen and everyone's looking for her.
Right.
And it makes you feel all exclusive and like, oh, I'm special. And it's like, no, my God, you're not special. And what's crazy is after you get met by this type of woman, you sit there and see a young man going through it, and you shake your head like, no, you think you're special? I promise you, you're not.
Right.
And you don't know it until after. So she goes, prancing around, finds this guy, and says, hey, I was looking all over for you. I finally found you. What? And when you're a young man, that's something you want to hear from a beautiful woman, right? However, she's a strange woman, right? So, she says, I have decked my leg with coverings and clothed women from Egypt. I have perfumed my leg with myrrh, with aloes and with cinnamon. Come, let us take our fill of love till morning, and let us delight in love's caress. So, that's really the first thing that came to my mind when I was reading that. And what's crazy about it, I think I told you this before, I've been in similar situations like this, and I promise you, I heard my mom's voice in my head, reading this passage, staring at a strange woman in my real life. I'm not joking. This has happened multiple times. Where I'm like, wait a second, my spidey sense is going off. Something's wrong. Like, I know I'm good looking, but I'm not that good looking. This is suspicious. like, what's going on here, right? A little too much flattery, not enough substance.
Right.
Oh, I was looking for you, hanging all on your arms and all that kind of stuff. It's like, wait a second, I heard about you before.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the importance of instruction, right? Because when my mom told me this, I don't think I even liked girls. I thought girls were weird. I was like, why do you guys wear dresses? You can't even run in dresses. Like, what's going on? And then you go up and you get hit puberty, you're like, oh, girls. Mm-hmm. So that's when I needed the information. However, I got the information when I was like 6, right? 7, whatever, I was doing Bible quizzing. And we were just playing outside, running around. Girls were girls, they couldn't throw football as well, so I was kind of like, what's going on? What's happening right now? But then you grow up and you start dancing.
Right.
And you figure out who's who and what's what. And that's the purpose of instruction. That's the purpose of telling the next generation coming up what it is. Because this guy's just walking around thinking he's special. And he's just some guy. He's a customer to her. Right?
That's right.
And we got a lot of dudes who become customers because they're naive. You know what I mean? So when I heard that, shoot perfume, I'm like, what? Shoot perfume, gotcha. You gotta be careful out here, man. So, he's saying for the rest of the song, it's almost like they're going back and forth. Like, Billie Jean is not my lover, she's just a girl.
Right.
That claims I'm the one. You know what I mean? It's like, she was a lover, she was just a lover, but now she's not.
Right.
And that's the whole, that's one of the things that we're you're missing sometimes is when the situation switches. You want to go back to how it was. It's like it's not like that no more.
It's not like that anymore. It's over, right? And when we don't acknowledge that it's changed, then we believe that we can be abused or others can be abused. We don't realize that the season changed, the situation changed, the dynamic changed, the roles changed. And when you don't acknowledge that, there's no possible way to get into the right position, get into the right mindset, get those right boundaries if you don't even acknowledge that everything changed.
And you may have been a single young man living his life, and you can become a father like that. And that's just, it just is what it is. You know what I mean? And I think like you said, like that nostalgia almost kicks in, and you are confronted with that fork in the road. You have to decide, look, am I going to take responsibility for the situation that I put myself into, or am I going to remain in adolescence, or eternal adolescence is what we call it nowadays, where I'm going to make adult decisions, but when those chickens come home to roost, I'm going to act like I'm a kid.
Right, and I think that that's even in the previous stanza where, you know, she's telling him, no, you are the one, you know, and she's now wanting to latch onto him. That's why, is because, you know, I'm not saying all women because it's not true. However, most women, I would say, or maybe that's the perception, that they do step up in that responsibility because of their part of it. You know, they're actually the new life is growing inside of them, so maybe they're more apt to acknowledge that and to step up and to become and take on that responsibility. And when you come to that place, you, as a woman that has been in that place, you don't want to find yourself in that place by yourself, right? Where you're the only one that transformed, you're the only one that became, you're the only one that stepped up. And you find out that you started a adulthood and you started a new life with someone that was a child.
Oh, wow.
And that's devastating. And so you definitely want to be with somebody that is willing to transform and evolve along with you and become along with you. You don't want to do something as important as raising a child, as raising a part of the next generation, as raising legacy by yourself. You don't. And yes, you can, by the grace of God, and also you don't want to.
Yeah, I mean, the statistics are out there. Prison population, drug abuse, continued unwanted pregnancies, irregular pregnancies, that kind of stuff. It's all from not having a nuclear family. I mean, that's the whole point of this podcast, is to reestablish the standard, you know what I mean? And we're talking to two singles right now. We're both single.
Right.
However, I'm not going to allow my personal experience to diminish the ideal. The ideal is to have a man and woman made in the image of God, making families, being fruitful and multiplying. That's what's supposed to happen. And even though I've had heartbreak in my life, and I haven't had domestic luck or whatever you want to call it in that area, doesn't mean that that's not the area I'm still trying to pursue. And that doesn't mean that that's not the foundation of society. That doesn't mean that that's something that isn't worthwhile to heal enough to be able to pursue. You know what I mean? I'm never going to diminish the will and plan of God down to my experience. I have been heartbroken and I have broken hearts. I have said hurtful things, I've heard hurtful things. I've done things and I've seen things that were less than what I was called to do and become. However, that doesn't mean that I wasn't called to do and become what God called me to do and become. So that has to stay at the top of my entire life, and I will surrender as well, like climbing that mountain to get there. You know what I mean? You can't let go and allow society to diminish and deteriorate to the point where it doesn't even exist anymore, because that's where we're headed right now.
Right, we gotta reestablish the value.
Yeah. So that's Millie Jean. Don't leave him, don't leave her.
Right.
If you want to just simplify it down to that, don't do it. I mean, we have now, you can call it a case study of what that looks like. Beginning, middle, and end. It starts out as dance, turns into a different type of dance, turns into consequences, turns into denial, turns into heartbreak. You know what I mean? And you can live that song out, or you can listen to it, take notes, and make different choices.
Right. And it's so much better to learn, because that's the journey of it. You know, you can see, like Jonathan said, that's the end of the thing. You can see the beginning, middle, and end, and then you don't have to be willfully blind. You know,
Right.
You can choose to pay attention. And another thing, when I was younger, I was always of that mindset. Maybe it's part of my personality. Maybe it was a part of being an adolescent. Oh, that will never be me.
Right.
You know, and
Especially.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, no, it's you every single time. So if that is what it takes to really think, man, this could be the worst case scenario, am I willing to gamble that? Am I willing to chance that and make a choice based on that no, it could absolutely be you every single time.
Yeah. So we're trying to, like you said before, reestablish the standard, reestablish that family dynamic. So in the next few weeks, we're going to talk about probably one or two more songs that we're going to pull apart and talking about, just the consequences of some of these actions and some of these mentalities. And then we're going to start putting things back together. I mean, that's the whole point. It's like when you start reestablishing boundaries, what does boundaries look like? What is the definition of a boundary? How do we love carefully? You know what I mean?
Right.
So we're not just here presenting problems. We are going to start talking about solutions eventually. Like, just hang on, because we're right in the middle of an amusement park ride, and you can't get off until the ride's over. So
right.
when we're done, when we come to a species halt, we're gonna get up. She's gonna put her hair back. I'm just gonna go like that. And we dust ourselves off, and we're gonna say, "How did we get here?" You know what I mean?
Right.
And we're gonna start over again. That's the good thing about life, is that however mad it gets, you really can start over again.
Right.
You can, if you're honest with yourself, articulate the problem and come up with a solution.
Yes.
That's what we're blessed to do.
Yes, we are. All right. Until next time, this is Stephanie and
Jonathan,
with a couple of singles. Have a good night.
likewise. Yes.
Pause that or no? No?